I'm grateful, man. I'm grateful for all the opportunities I have, and I'm grateful for, my time. I'm grateful to have the time to do the things that I want to do, including working 2 jobs. What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. So there was a time in my life when I couldn't fathom working 2 jobs. Just the thought of one job was a lot. And I used to hear some of my coworkers, some of my friends who worked 2 jobs, and they would tell me about, all the money they were making. And I just used to think, how do you have the time and how do you find the energy to work one job, 8 hours, and then straight from there leave and go to another job and do another 8 hours? How? Where do you have time for yourself? And and then they would time their vacation times with both jobs so that they could go on like these long vacations and they can, spend money and different things like that. Shout out to Lemar. I don't know if you're watching this, but I'm thinking you come to mind right away. My boy Lemar. That boy was always working, always having energy too, like always way more energy than other people. I don't know if he realized it or not too, but this dude was a machine. And he had kids. So it's like you got 2 jobs and a family and a girlfriend. And maybe all those things tie in. Maybe it's the family responsibility that gives you the drive and the energy to overachieve in that manner. And that's something I've never had. I don't have any kids, but I might have to start thinking about some soon, man. I'm 30 years old, so I gotta think, how old do I want to be when my kids are like teenagers? If I have a kid now, by the time I'm 50, they'll be 20. By the time I'm 60, they'll be 30. The math is just, I'm like getting a headache right now. But yeah, so the way I manage 2 jobs is that neither of them are exactly full-time, right? Neither of them are 40, quote unquote 40 hours a week. And on top of that, they're creative jobs that it's not, requiring like hard labor, or it's not requiring like monotonous, like sitting at a desk for 8 hours. You know what I mean? I had a couple jobs where I had to, just sit down for 8 hours and I'm at a desk, and that used to just drive me crazy because when there was no work to do, you still had to just sit there and pretend. And it's just like, oh man, it's just so silly. It's so silly. But so yeah, I do 2 video editing jobs for 2 different clients, and the nature of the work is quite different for each of them. One of them is a company who I manage their Instagram and social media for, so I make original social media content for. And the other is a YouTuber who does variety streaming. They do they do desktop streaming, they do IRL stuff, in real life stuff. Basically what I do is I take segments from the live stream and I turn them into videos for YouTube. And I enjoy both of these jobs. I really do. I hope I didn't give off the wrong impression in the last video. When I said I hate, I work 2 jobs and I hate it, I didn't mean that I hate either of the jobs, right? I actually love both of the jobs and I enjoy it, right? And I wake up with a smile on my face to create content for work. And what I was more so referring to was the time and kind of the energy that it takes, you know what I mean? Especially being that it's new and it's something that I need to, or not I need to, but it's something that I will get more used to as I do it. You know, it's fairly fresh. I kind of just started both of these jobs at the, you know, dang near the same time, maybe about, 2.5 months ago. And, you know, with anything new, it's gonna take some time to kind of, you know, even with like shoes, right? It takes some time to, you know, crease them in. When I first got them, they didn't look like this. Wow, these are absolutely cooked. But they were stiff. They were fresh. They were very stiff, and they needed to be worn a couple times. You know what I mean? They needed to be worn a couple times to kind of like loosen up, widen out here, and, you know, get softer on the bottoms and kind of just get comfortable. And same thing with, you know, new jobs and new job opportunities, new work duties and things like that. You know, it's gonna take some ironing out. And you know, I have a girlfriend, I have family, friends that I like to keep up with, right? I have hobbies, YouTube, handball. So, you know, there's a balance to be found with everything, you know what I mean? And that requires time, and it requires patience, and it requires planning. And so that's what I'm doing now. You know, I'm doing the planning that way that I make sure just everything is good and everything kind of works together with each other. Everything complements each other well. You know, none of these different things need to be left by the wayside. Everything could kind of complement each other. This is my hoodie, by the way. A little smaller logo. And yeah, that's really how I've been managing it. You know, just taking it one day at a time and just kind of trying to balance my schedule in a way where I'm able to find time to do everything. You know, there's 24 hours in a day. 24 hours. If you think sleep, you know what I'm saying? You gotta sleep, so subtract 8, you know what I'm saying? It's still a lot of hours. It's still a lot of hours in a day. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of hours in a day. So it's really just about finding those little pockets of time where I can just really do what I want to do and what I need to do to have the life that I want to live. And it comes with sacrifice sometimes. Comes with sacrifice, you know. And you know, for those people out there working 2 jobs full time, kudos to you, man. I tip my hoodie to you, because that's a lot of hours. That is a lot of hours. And especially if it's not like if it's a work from home thing, then I can understand it, right? Because I just clocked in well over 40 hours every week, from home, at one of my jobs, but it was from home, you know what I mean? It was from home, and I didn't have to leave my house. And again, I enjoyed what I was doing, more or less. Of course, it comes with, you know, there's ups and downs and different things like that. I was sick too, so that didn't help. You know, my health was kind of suffering and things like that. But you know, for those people who gotta actually like get up and go outside, go, you know, work a job, then jump in a car, drive somewhere else, clock in at another job, and then, you know, get done with that, clock out, get in the car, drive home, you know what I'm saying? Some people work hours away from their house, or like an hour away from their house. If you gotta think, if you work an hour away from your house, that's 2 hours out of your day gone just on traveling. That's 2 hours already gone, and you're not getting paid for those. You know what I'm saying? You're getting paid for when you clock into that job. You know, if you work 30 minutes away from your house, that's an hour out of your day gone. And I always used to remember when I went to college, I would take the train, and I always knew if I was going to school, I had, and it was an hour away, I had 2 hours of study time on the way there and on the way back. You best believe I was maximizing, man. I told y'all in a previous video, high school, I didn't really apply myself. Middle school, I was a lot better, and in college, I got a lot better as well. You know, I really kind of locked in and found the drive to just get smarter, man. Just learn and get smarter, and that's you can't go wrong with knowledge, man. Knowledge is the potential for power. You know, knowledge is the potential for power. The more knowledge you have, the more potential power you have, right? So, you know, in college, I really said, like, dang, I'm tired of being like halfway slow, man. Like, I want to, like, at least I gotta try to learn some stuff. You know what I'm saying? See if I could or not. And yeah, I remember like picking my what do they call it? Not scholars, but professors. I remember picking my professors very particularly, and I would look up reviews on all my professors, and like I would read reviews like I was shopping on Amazon, man. If y'all went to school in New York, you got, like, you know, when you enroll, you can kind of do some research, you can do some digging. Rate My Professor. Shout out to ratemyprofessor.com, man. I'd be reading reviews for hours, just comparing, contrasting, like trying to just make sure I have a good experience, and that, you know, that I'm able to learn from the most qualified and kind of convenient teacher, you know, because sometimes you get a teacher who's great at the subject, but you know, their English isn't that good, and then it's like, what do you do? You know what I'm saying? Or you get somebody who's a really good speaker, but maybe their knowledge on the subject is so you gotta kind of find that middle ground. You know what I mean? And you know, that's life a lot of the times. It's just finding that middle ground, you know, not being too extreme in either which way. And that's why I said, when I started these 2 jobs, I said, let me take it easy. Let me find that middle ground. Let me find that balance to where everyone's needs are getting met at the bare minimum and some. You know, make sure everybody's needs are getting met at the bare minimum, and then we build from there, right? And then we build from there. And, you know, I could say that I'm finding out how to use my time in the best way, and I'm really finding out what I care about most. Because, listen, I'm gonna tell y'all this, and some of y'all are gonna resonate. You're not gonna realize how valuable your time is until you don't have it. You're never gonna realize how valuable your time is to you until you do not have it. You know, I used to get this thing where I would have something I want to do. Say I wanted to work out, right? And so, you know, when I was working my 9-to-5 job, my warehouse job, it would, you know, Friday would hit, and I'd be like, all right, I got 2 days. I'm gonna get in the gym, this, that, and the third. Boom, we're gonna get motivated, start the, you know, start it back up, getting in shape, whatever. Give me a little gym membership. And then Saturday comes by and I don't do it. And then, you know, Sunday comes and something comes up, and on Sunday I'm not able to go. And then that Sunday night when I gotta go to bed for work in the morning is when it would hit me like, yo, I really wish I could just wake up on Monday and get in that gym. Like, I would dang near do anything to just be able to wake up on Monday and have the freedom to work out and get my health right. But see, I had Sunday, and I had all of Sunday, the day of Sunday, and I had all day of Saturday. And we'll go even further. I had all day after work on Friday to do it. But this is what I'm trying to tell you. For whatever reason, we don't value stuff until it's dang near we about to lose it. You know, and so the intelligent people value things well, you know, regardless. They value it because they value it, not because you know, not because of scarcity or because they're gonna, they're at risk of losing it, you know. So that's why now I'm finding how much I really value the things that I like and the things that I want to do, because I'm having to commit to 2 different jobs, and then I'm having to commit to making content, and I'm having to commit to running and building a small business, and I'm having to commit to building and maintaining relationships with friends and families, and I'm having to commit to I consider my girlfriend family, but building and maintaining a relationship with my girlfriend. And it's like all these different things, and then I gotta maintain my health, you know what I'm saying? And I gotta maintain my, I gotta keep my house clean. I live alone now, I gotta keep it clean. And it's like, all these different things, pulling in different directions, and you really find out what you value when you have some responsibility, and you have, a full plate of things. You realize, like, okay, these are the things that I really value, right? I don't have time to I don't have time to sit around and gossip for an hour, for example, right? I just don't have time to watch a whack movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have time to sit down for 2 hours and scroll on Instagram or scroll TikTok. You know what I'm saying? I don't have time to, because I have so many other things that I care about and that I want to maintain and that I want to build, right? I'm 30 years old and I'm ready to start building something that is going to last, and it's going to be around when my kids are here, and it's going to be around for my lady, you know what I'm saying, my family, so so that's where I'm at with it, and just taking it one day at a time, and that's all we can do. Take it one day at a time, live, learn, be patient, be loving, be caring, be curious, you know what I'm saying? Not be afraid to fail, not be afraid to take action, you know what I'm saying? And trial and error. When all else fails, trial and error. Just try something and iron it out, Can't go wrong with trial and error. I mean, technically you can. That's why it's trial and error, right? Trial and error. Technically you can't go wrong, but it's a good thing, right? You want to go wrong with trial and error, because that's how you know what doesn't work, right? And once you know what doesn't work, you're that much closer to figuring out what does work. You know what I'm saying? So don't be afraid to fail. I got my cat here, Kitty. Say something to YouTube, Kitty. We're in the house right now. I'm super sore. I played handball for the first time. I think the second time this whole month, and I played 2 days in a week, and I was out there for like a good 5 hours. My entire body is sore. I'm talking arms, legs, back, everything is sore, but it feels good. I'm resting, I'm recovering. Today is New Year's, and I'm grateful, man. I'm grateful for all the opportunities I have, and I'm grateful for, you know, my time. You know, I'm grateful to have the time to do the things that I want to do, including working 2 jobs. You know what I mean? That was a choice that I made because I want to afford more in life. I want to afford better things in life. I want to afford a better lifestyle for me and my family. Appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video, man. Peace. Say bye, kitty.